No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse, mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take a few to lose. Built to win, applied myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counting me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, applied myself.
Welcome back to CTC. It is your, your humble host, Carl, and I'm back for the week 4 preview here on CTC, Carl Talking College. Yeah, man, crazy week. Crazy college football has been going crazy these last 4 weeks. I know y'all saying it's week 4. How's it been 4 weeks? Week 0, my boy. For those of you that's new, my previews, I normally do Thursday, Friday. I'm doing all of Thursday and Friday. It's 1 game Thursday, 4 games Friday. Then I normally do, which I might have to change this because it's like, I think this is the 3rd week in a row I've done this, but I normally do 5 noon, 5, 3:30, 5, 7 o'clock games. But again, I'm doing 5 noon, 4 3:30s, 6, 7 o'clock games. So I might have to just make that my new format, 5, 4, and 6, because like I said, 3 weeks straight, it's been that way. But I just feel like there's been that extra night game that we need to preview and recap when that comes. That is kind of more important than that 3:30 game. So that's why I've been doing that. So yeah, in my previews, as I've been seeing, I like to give keys for each team to win the game. Now, I'm not 100% on these because nobody's 100% right on anything. So, but if you have listened, you have seen that some of my keys have come true. So I just like to give keys to the game. Hopefully it gives you something to look out for during the games as well. That's what I'm here to do, man. Just give y'all stuff to look out for, to be informative, to just, have y'all have something to watch. Get your little football tasting. Thursday you got the NFL, so Fridays and Saturdays, and soon it's going to be Tuesdays and Wednesdays as well with Maction and I think Conference USA. So yeah, so before I get into everything, I would like to ask you to leave a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, to the network. If you like anything you see on this channel or this show, CTC, if you like anything with BWT, Baseball with Teddy, if you like anything with the main show featuring Joe, Tomo, and Dave, and if you like anything fantasy football with Coach Coons, came on at 6 o'clock. Great episode there. I listened to it. I got to personally talk to Coach because I got some gripes, but very informative episode nonetheless. Yeah, if you like any of those things, just leave a like, comment, subscribe, man. Just, and just keep watching because it's only going to be more and more. College basketball is around the corner. Me, maybe a year or two ago, might have been super excited. Now it's like, oh, man, it's just added to the workload, but I can't wait. Still can't wait. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do there, but still excited for it. All right, so let's get into the polls. As y'all know, Sunday I try to go early to beat the NFL. People care about the NFL. I care about the NFL, so I try to go early. Polls aren't up, so we talk about polls on Wednesdays. Now, Georgia remains number 1 on the polls, no surprise. Michigan remains number 2. Have some gripes there. Texas at 3. Florida State at 4. SC, Southern California at 5. Ohio State at 6. Penn State at 7. Washington at 8. Notre Dame at 9. Oregon at 10. Utah at 11. LSU at 12. Alabama 13. 14, Oregon State. Ole Miss at 15. Oklahoma at 16. UNC at 17. Duke at 18, which Duke in the top 20, and it's not college basketball, man. Shout out to them. Colorado at 19. The U at 20. Washington State at 21, UCLA at 22, Tennessee at 23, Iowa at 24, and to round up the top 25, Florida Gators get in at 25. Now, some gripes. I feel Texas should be over Michigan. Michigan played poorly last week. Michigan hasn't looked – they've won games, but they haven't looked like the number 2 team in the country, in my opinion. Texas with that win over Alabama. Florida State year 3-0. Yeah, they had a close game with Boston College, the red bandana game, big rivalry game. Anything can happen there. They've looked better than Michigan. They won against better competition. That LSU game, winning by 21, which, again, a garbage 21 because it could have been 28, is better than any of Michigan wins, especially last week against Bowling Green. That game was close throughout the rest of the week. It's better than the Eastern Carolina win, and it's better than the UNLV win. So Texas or Florida State should be above Michigan, in my opinion. But I digress. I feel like Washington could be above Penn State. Penn State did struggle against Illinois. If Illinois had an ounce of offense, that game could have went Illinois' way, but Illinois decided to throw 4 picks instead of 4 touchdowns, and Penn State escapes that one. Washington has been dominant. They've dominated my Spartans. They dominated Boise State. They've just been dominating against anybody they played. So I would like to put Washington. I would even put Washington over Ohio State. Ohio State against Indiana, they didn't look like Ohio State. Ohio State finally looked dominant against Western Kentucky, but it took them 2 other weeks. Even at Youngstown State, I mean, it was a blowout. Don't get me wrong, but it was like 7-7 at one point. Like, hold on, now this is Ohio State. Like, what's going on? I think Washington could easily jump both of them. I have no gripes here with 10, 11. No, I do. Utah is not ranked 11. I'm sorry. Cam Rising not being there, they're not the 11th best team in the country. Until Cam Rising shows up, Utah has to drop in the rankings. I'm sorry. This offense does not look as great. Struggled against Baylor. It struggled against Florida. Florida struggled even worse. I don't think Utah is the 11th ranked team in the country. I would put LSU above them. Alabama. You know what? Alabama played poorly against USF. Rumors, small rumor is that Jalen Monroe was actually suspended, and that's why he was benched. Who knows? I don't know. But Alabama, okay, I'm cool with you being behind Utah. You lost to Texas. You didn't look great against USF. Cool. Oregon State, I would put over Utah at the moment. Ole Miss, I would put over Utah at the moment. Oklahoma, I would put over Utah at the moment. But it's not my rankings. Now we get everything else looks cool to me until we get to 25. Great win from Florida against Tennessee. Great win. I won't even use the fact that they played in the swamp to kind of unjustify it. No, still great win. You still got to go out and win those games. But I think Kansas should be in the top 25. I think Kansas, when Jalen Daniels came back, they beat Illinois worse than Penn State. Now, Illinois made a push late to make the game closer, but Kansas actually dominated that game against Illinois. While Penn State kept giving Illinois chance after chance, it's just Illinois just gave Penn State chances back. I think Penn State should be – not Penn State, excuse me. They are ranked. I think Kansas should be in Florida's spot. Florida should be directly behind them. Yeah, they got the win against Tennessee, but they also lost to Utah, and Utah isn't that great, so – without Cam Rising. They're not that great without Cam Rising. Let me say that again. So I think Kansas should be in the top 25. Or if you feel like Florida should stay ranked, cool. Iowa got to go. Then Iowa has to go. Iowa cannot keep surviving scoring 2 touchdowns. They just cannot get it. They unloaded more against Western Michigan, big whoop. But against Utah State, 2 touchdowns, first 2 drives, 10 points the rest of the game.
Done, son.
Against Iowa State, 2 touchdowns the first drive, or 2 scores the first drive. The rest of the game was pedestrian. Iowa hasn't showed me, and they have a chance to show me this week in one of the games we'll get into later against Penn State. But I think Kansas deserves to be ranked. I think it's disrespectful, kind of. But that's it for me in the polls. Saturday's a lot of huge matchups, a lot of ranked versus ranked. There's going to be a lot of poll movement. So Kansas has a shot. to join the polls, and they play undefeated BYU, which I do get into that one as well. So let's get into these previews. And we have our first game Thursday night. I have a soft spot for these guys. I tried to get somebody to come on and talk, but I couldn't get them. A former Coastal Carolina player. Couldn't get them on. I tried. But we got Georgia State at Coastal Carolina. Thursday night, ESPN 7:30. So you got an hour of this game to watch. I have to watch the whole thing, obviously. But you have an hour to watch before Thursday night football. Oh, my God. You might end up watching this game more than Thursday night football with the Giants and the 49ers and Saquon being out. So we got Georgia State. Darren Granger has been lights out. He has to keep it going. Darren Granger's been playing lights out. Like I just said, he's been playing really good. I think 9 touchdowns to 1 pick. Been playing phenomenal. He's a vet guy. He's been there a long time. Has to keep it going. Now, Georgia State has to get to Grayson McCall. Force McCall to turn the ball over. You cannot let Grayson McCall slice and dice you. He's one of the best. He's probably the best quarterback in the Sun Belt. He's also up there with some of these guys in the Power 5. Some people say he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. It's a lot of competition there. I think he's top 10 for sure. It's a lot of competition to put him top 5. But top 10 for sure. I love Grayson McCall. I feel like Grayson McCall should have went to Florida, but that's neither here nor there. Got to get to him. Got to force him to turn the ball over, or he will drive that ball up and down the field all night, especially in Conway, South Carolina. Get Marcus Carroll established early. I think Marcus Carroll has like 300 yards this season. He's a guy that if you give him the ball and he keeps moving the chains, first down after first down, you can hold on to the ball, time of possession. They can't score without the rock. And when you rush people, that's when people tend to make mistakes. So if you win the time of possession, you force Carolina to go faster than they already do because they already play with tempo. That's one thing they do. They play with tempo. So you force them to go even faster, that's when mistakes happen. Drives had to lead to touchdowns. No field goals, not too many empty drives. Like I said, if you can't get to Grayson McCall, you at least got to turn this game into a shootout. You have to score touchdowns. Field goals is not going to cut it in this game. Got to score touchdowns. And you can't have too many punts, can't have too many picks, fumbles, et cetera, et cetera. And you can't have too many drives that don't end in points, let alone touchdowns. And like I said, they have to win time of possession. I already explained it. Now for Coastal Carolina has to use the stable of running backs. They have so many running backs. They have like 2 or 3, like Rashae White, CJ. Like they got a lot of backs, so they got to use them. Force Granger to finally make a mistake. Like I said, he only has like 1. No, I don't even think he has a pick. Now that I think about it, let me look, make sure. I forgot to write it down, but I don't think he actually has a pick. Actually, I think he has been playing mistake-free this entire year. So let's see here. I'm gonna pull it up. Granger has 0 interceptions, 6 touchdowns, 800 yards, 0 interceptions. Finally, you have to force him to finally make an interception. Finally, you have a turnover. Let's score, get a turnover, score again. Go up 2 touchdowns, and then we cruise control from there. Better bring your run defense. Like I said, Carroll has 300 yards. I have the stats. He has 358 to be exact, and 7 touchdowns. Got to be ready to stop that. I got right here. Contain Granger. Don't let him be dynamic. Granger he can run. The boy can move. So force him to be the pocket passer. Force him. He can't use his legs. He can't run. You can't let him get out there. If he becomes dynamic and he keeps the defense guessing, it's going to be a long night for this defense. Let McCall be McCall. Like I said, man, McCall is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. To me, the best quarterback in the Sun Belt. Let him be him. Let him throw the ball. Let the run set up the pass. Let him call shots down the field, man. Just let Grayson McCall do what he do. He's going to lead you to a victory. And that's all I got for your – oh, my bad. I got to pick a winner. Excuse me. I do pick winners. I have Coastal Carolina at home. I have them winning this game. I think they're the better team. I think Coastal got the better quarterback. I do think Georgia State might have been a running back, but I just think, like I said, better team, Coastal Carolina at home. Give me Coastal Carolina. We move on to Friday, and this is probably one of the best games Friday night. Wisconsin at Purdue. Friday at Purdue again. Friday, 7:00 p.m. Fox Sports 1. Now, we just saw Purdue lay an egg and try to shoot themselves in the foot every chance they had against Syracuse and Purdue last week, excuse me. So for Wisconsin, always do the road team first. Wisconsin, Tanner Mordecai has to stop the interceptions. Hasn't thrown one since game 1. Stop these slow starts. They started slow against Washington State, lost that game. They started slow against Georgia Southern. I think it was like 14-14 at one point, like second quarter or third quarter. They ended up winning the game, but you can't do that against this Purdue offense because Purdue is going to air you out. They're going to move the ball. If they don't shoot themselves in the foot, they score a touchdown. So can't start off slow. Attack the ground. Greg Schrader, 190-something yards on the ground last week. Purdue is susceptible to the run. Purdue susceptible to the run and the pass, to be honest. Let's just be honest. Purdue defense is not it so far. So people have scored on this defense. I touched on that when we get to the Purdue side of things. Play tough, press man-to-man coverage. Force these receivers to win one-on-ones. Exactly what it sounds like. What's the word I'm looking for? I hate when I do that. I'm looking. Challenge. All right, we're just gonna say challenge for the lack of a better term. Challenge these wide receivers. Make them beat you one-on-one. I mean, they got some good receivers. Don't get me wrong with Deion Burke and Yassine. I have trouble saying that name, but Yassine. They do have some good receivers, but make them beat you because Devin. And I'm gonna get into this later. Devin Mockabee. They couldn't get nothing really on the ground against Syracuse. They couldn't win up front against Syracuse at the point of attack. They couldn't. So if you can win, if you're Wisconsin at the point of attack and play in their backfield and force these guys to have to win one-on-ones and they can't, it's gonna be a long night. Play action pass will be huge. So Wisconsin got 2 really good running backs. They have Metsu and I don't know why I want to say Jalen Berger. Jalen Berger plays for us. Braylon Allen, Jesus. 2 really good running backs. They get that run game going, get these linebackers, get these safeties up, can go over the top. And Tanner Mordecai, being from SMU, is used to, throwing the ball at high levels. So set up the play action pass. Now, for Purdue. Stop shooting yourselves in the foot. Devin Mockabee had 2 fumbles that, thank God, well, they still lost, but one was out of bounds when the Syracuse defender recovered it. And I think the other, if I remember correctly, Purdue recovered or something happened, but he didn't lose it. Or he might have been, it was something where he didn't lose it, but they were try as they might. They tried to shoot themselves in the foot. Have to find some defense. They're giving up 30.3 points a game. I did the math before the show. They're giving up 30.3 points a game. That's unacceptable. It's not good. It's not going to win you a lot of games. And Wisconsin can very well so meet that 30 point or go over with the run game and everything like that. Establish the run to set up the pass. They could not establish the run against Syracuse. They couldn't. They had to just throw the ball. They couldn't. Tyrone Tracy had a couple good runs, but it wasn't consistent. And that was because they couldn't win at the point of attack. Devin Mockabee has to forget Saturday. Yeah, Saturday never happened. Forget it. Move on. It's a new day, new week. A new week to get better. We believe in you. You are starting running back. You and Tyrone Tracy are nice. Just forget about it. It happens. Win the trenches. Have to win 1 yard down the distance plays. So they have to on 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1, be able to get those first downs. 1st and goal at the 1, be able to score touchdowns. They have to win those plays. They were not winning those plays on Saturday, and it came up and bit them later in the game. So have to win down in distance, 1 yard to go. But with that being said, I got Wisconsin taking the win on the road. Purdue defense just isn't good enough. It's going to be a tough battle for them guys in the trenches going against Wisconsin. So I got Wisconsin winning. Move on. Another game. NC State at UVA. NC State, Friday night, 7:30, ESPN. NC State, be prepared to defend the pass. Especially if Kalangri is playing. If Kalangri is playing, they're going to air it out. They can't get a run game going. Calandra may play. I couldn't find too much on if Musket was actually playing. I mean, last week I found if Musket was healthy, he's playing, but they really don't. This is the thing about college. NFL, you have till an hour and a half until kickoff to your inactives. But they kind of keep you updated throughout the week. College ain't none of that. It's none of that. Unless you're an insider, you're not gonna really know about injuries until kickoff. Like literally moments before kickoff, you probably won't know because they don't have to do that like you have to in a pro. So if Calandra may play, but if Musket is healthy, it's going to be Tony Musket. From all the articles I read last week. So keep UVA run offense in the dumps. Don't let them establish the run. Keep that run offense poor. So if they can keep that run offense poor and make them turn one-dimensional, NC State's going to eat. NC State's just going to eat. Let Brennan Armstrong get his revenge. Brennan Armstrong, UVA quarterback the past couple years, now at NC State. It's kind of a revenge game back in UVA, so just let him ball. Let him ball. He's going to run, but don't let him run too much because you don't want him to be the leading rusher. But, if he decides to go run and try to run somebody over and he's getting his guys into the game, allow it a little bit. Like, don't all the way try to reel it in because this could be emotional for him. And don't – excuse me. Tied it in. Don't allow Brennan Armstrong to take a lot of hits. Like I said, if you want to take a hit or two, get his guys inspired, emotional game, fine. But after a while, if you start going crazy, reel him in. Like, hey, look, I know what you're trying to do, but we still need you. Like, I understand, but you're starting to take a little bit too many hits. That's fine. For UVA, don't check out the season. It's still early. 0-3. They were close in that Maryland game until the disaster struck, drop touchdown, 3 straight picks. It's kind of easy to look at the season 0-3. You're not projected to do well, and it's kind of easy to check out. What am I playing for? We're 0-3. We're not going to rattle off 6 straight. We might not win 6 games to go to a bowl game. I'm just here at this point just to play football. It's kind of easy to check out. Don't. Who knows? Magic can strike. It just takes one game. You can't throw 3 straight interceptions again. Like I said, they was in that game until that happened. 14-21, looking to score, and Calandra just throws a bad pick. They score, leads to another bad pick. It's like you can't do that. You cannot do that. Oh, hold on. Do I got some breaking news? Come on. Hold on. Deion Sanders revealed that Shedeur Sanders won't go to the NFL next year and that Shedeur doesn't want to be 2 to likely number 1 overall pick Caleb Williams. Okay. I'll speak on that a little bit after I go finish this preview. I just want to finish the preview real quick. So I'll bring that comment back up when I'm done. Calandra, stay prepared even if Musket is back. We don't, like I said, it's hard to get injury information in college. So just stay prepared, stay ready. You probably know more than us because you're on the team, but just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Have to establish the run. You have to, man. You just cannot be one-dimensional. It's not going to work in football. It's really not. I understand it's college and it might be a little different. You have teams that just air it out, play air raid, and it's successful. But you're not there yet. You're nowhere near there yet. So you have to establish the run. And get to Brennan Armstrong. Get to him. Bring him down. Can't allow him to get out of the pocket, run. Can't allow him to set his feet and just sling the rock and dice you up all game. You have to get to him, get pressure to him, force him to throw an interception, get him out of rhythm. Especially UVA, you have nothing to lose 0-3 right now. Get to him. Go all out. So send some exotic pressures. But at the end of the day, I know I'm giving you keys for both teams, but NC State should win this game handily. I'm going NC State. I get it's in Virginia. It's in Charlottesville. Could be emotional, like I said, for Brennan Armstrong, but NC State is the much better team. Excuse me, bad English. Much better team. Should come out with the W. Now let's address this comment. So, I will say I kind of like that. He controls his own destiny. But this is another thing I will say. This comment is exactly due to NIL. I don't think Shedeur comes back if there's no NIL. I don't. I think he might not be number 2 in this draft. He might be 3. I think 2 is Drake May. You can agree or disagree. That's fine. Let me know in the comments. But I think he'll be 3 to Caleb, then Drake May. Really talented quarterback. Not as fast as you would think with the Sanders last name, but that's okay because he's a pocket guy. He doesn't really want to leave the pocket unless he has to. He has mobility enough to manipulate the pocket to create more time for guys to get open. But not really a scrambler like that. He will if he has to, like if he absolutely has to. But I think he's a really talented guy. And I'm not mad at him wanting to play with his father for as long as he can. I mean, at the end of the day, we're human. We all have emotions. And he's probably going to miss playing for his father. I would miss playing for my father if I was coached by my dad. I mean, and I'm already still getting paid millions. So, well, I'm not pocket watching, so I'm going to assume millions. Could be wrong. But, yeah, so I'm not really mad at it. Do your thing. Wishing you a healthy remainder of the season. I'm wishing you a healthy remainder of your college, your football career, excuse me. So I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. And who knows? He might be a number one pick, like not this next draft, but the draft at the next. I don't really know too much about who's all coming out in 2025, but he for sure could be top of that list. So it can be a great play for him to play with his father and be number one. So thank you, Dave, for getting 1.5 mil. So it's cool. See, it still win-win to me. So I'm not mad at it. Congratulations and shout out. Hope all works out. Now, got another preview. Friday. Boise State at San Diego State. Some may say, nah, I won't say that because Fresno State is right in the mix for that Mountain West. So I won't say that. I think actually Fresno State might be a favorite to win the Mountain West at this point. But Boise State, San Diego State. In San Diego. Friday, 10:30, CBS Sports Network. So a nice little, close to midnight treat. It's going to be over into midnight, so I'll just say midnight treat. Boise State, get Ashton Gentry the football. And I spelled his name wrong, Jesus. But Gentry, get Ashton Gentry the football. Get him the ball, man. I'm going to keep saying it. He's the best player on that Boise State offense. He might be the best player in this game. Just dynamic, explosive. Run it, man. Look, anything you can use to describe a great football player, that's Ashton Gentry. Taylor Green has to be better. He has 3 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. That's not good. That's not going to cut it. You got to be better. You have to have more touchdowns and interceptions. It's week 4. Well, it's going into week 4. So you got to be better, my guy. Defense has to stop the run. Again, make Jalen Maiden beat you with his arm. Don't let San Diego State be able to play defense, clock control, and run the football up and down the field. It's not a good key for success there. That's what San Diego State wants to do. They want to control the clock, play defense, and run the ball. Key in on Mark Redmond, especially in the end zone. I mean, I say end zone, in the red zone. Don't want red zone for Redmond. So he's their leading receiver right now. He's probably the second best receiving threat behind Mekhi Shaw, but it's debatable, to be honest. But red zone for Mark Redmond is where he thrives. That's where he's going to score. So got to key in on him. Force Jalen Maiden to beat you. I already said that. For San Diego State, obviously you want to run the ball. Get Jalen Armstead going. Speedy guy. Get him going. Get him some lanes. Get him some inside zones. Let him find some holes. Maybe a couple of people miss. Let him get shifty. Has to score points. Points are our premium here. You know what? I'll say it. This is a lean. This isn't a lot. I lean to that under. I think it's at 45.5. I have FanDuel right here. But I lean to that under. 2 really good defenses. We've seen what Boise State was able to do to UCF. Well, UCF kind of shot themselves in the foot as well that game. But we see that really good defenses. San Diego State is going to struggle offensively. I think Boise State is going to struggle a little bit too. That under, no, wrong game. Yep, I have it even highlighted. So I have the under highlighted at 45.5. I lean it, so little treat there. Mark Redmond in the end zone. Like I said, man. I said in the red zone. Again, he's your red zone threat. You get in that red zone, you have to go to him. Jump ball, hitch. He's a big body. Use that body to box some defenders out. Get to Taylor Green. Self-explanatory with the 3 touchdowns, 4 picks. Get to him, force him to turn the ball over, force him to do some things he don't want to do. Yeah. And don't let Ashton Gentry beat you. This time I spelled his name right. That's funny. Ashton Gentry, again, just an explosive athlete, man. Just a great football player. Don't let him beat you. Make somebody else do it. But I'm going to roll with Boise State on the road against San Diego State. I think Boise State has the better offense. I think San Diego State is going to turn one-dimensional. I think Boise State can stop the run, or San Diego State's run, excuse me. And I think the game is just going to play in the Boise State's hand, and they'll win it. Moving on, I got a lot of road winners today. I think every game except for the Coastal Carolina game so far, I picked a road winner. So, moving on, we have the last game Friday night. Air Force at San Jose State. Friday, 10:30 on Fox Sports 1. Air Force again, Friday night. Air Force has to get to a hot start again. Scored 4 straight touchdowns on their first 4 drives against Utah State last week. The Air Force do that, it's over. It's a wrap. They're going to win time of possession. They're going to triple option you to death. You're not going to get the football. They're going to run out the clock. Don't allow Cordero to use his legs. Again, Siobhan Cordero, I think he should use his legs more. It will make him such a better player. Such a scarier quarterback. For whatever reason, he doesn't. Maybe he feel like he doesn't have the lanes. Maybe he just feels like there's a higher risk of injury. I don't know, but he should definitely use his legs more. Bring your run D. They're going to have to bring some run D. I believe Kyrie is back. Yeah, Kyrie Robinson is back. I think they're going to try to rely. I think this is going to be like a low-scoring game as well. I think the under is around in the 40s. It's 46.5. Don't know if I lean there, but I know it's low. So, yeah, bring your run D. Again, QB can't be the leading rusher. That game, when they went 39-21 and went off to a high start against Utah State, the quarterback, Zach Laurier, he was the 4th leading rusher. So, key to success there, I said that last week, he was the 4th leading rusher, blew Utah State out. I think it happens again. If he's not the leading rusher, they blow San Jose. Now, I don't say blow San Jose State out. I think San Jose State is a really good, competent team. But I think they win this game. And can take the defense. Can the defense repeat 5 sacks and 9 tackle for loss performance like last week? Can they do that? Can they get to Siobhan Cordero? Can they make him have to try to use his legs? For San Jose State, gap discipline. I have 3 exclamation points. You already know what it is. It's triple option time. It's read option time. It's all the above. You know the option is coming. It's the military academy school. They're going to run the option. And this one doesn't pass. Navy and Army, they put the ball in the air a little more than I've ever seen. But this one, no, they're not putting the ball in there unless you force them to put the ball in there. And by that, I mean they have to go down the field fast late game. They're not throwing the football. Points are a premium. Like I said, this is going to be a defensive game. I don't know if I lean the under 46.5 like I do for the Boise State San Diego State game at 45.5, but I know this is going to be another low-scoring game. It could be around that. Steady dose of Kyrie Robinson. I think personally, I think he's the best back. So, got to give them a steady dose. Got to try to take over the time of possession. You know, Air Force is going to try to win the time of possession. You have to try to win that. And so, I skipped over like 2. San Jose State, Cordero, use your legs. Again, I think he will be such a better quarterback if he uses his legs. You see at times like the SC game when he uses his legs, he looked really good. Use your legs. And then you got to go to Nash. I think it's Nick Nash. I think he was actually a quarterback, turned wide receiver. He has like 200 yards, I believe, on the season. Their best receiver. Got to go to him when time calls. Yeah, it's 206 yards, 3 touchdowns. Got to go to him when the time calls. You have to. But I have Air Force winning this game. They're going to win the time of possession. I think they win this game. Air Force is really good. I think they're a really good football team. Not to say San Jose State is not, but I just think Air Force is the better team. Now, we go to Saturday, and we have so many marquee matchups. Who would have thought Clemson would be the unranked team in this game? For Florida State at Clemson, Saturday, noon, ABC. We have Jordan Travis has to get going. He has to get going. He has to slice and dice this Clemson defense. He has to score. Because I don't think Clemson can score with Florida State if Jordan Travis gets going. Plus, I haven't won in the Heisman, so got to get that Heisman campaign moving, buddy. There's a lot of quarterbacks doing a lot of great things. You got to be right there with them. Get Keon Coleman and Johnny Wilson the ball. I think these two are the best players. Not best players, but just, if you were to go, besides the quarterback, obviously, if you were to go rank playmakers, these are the best two playmakers. It's Keon first because Johnny got the drop problem at times. But it's Keon, the Johnny Wilson. Get these guys the ball. Don't let Will Shipley beat you. Make Cade Klubnik have to make throws. He's not looking great this year. He's not. The Duke game, it kind of exposed him. It looks like the same old Cade. Now, make him beat you. Make him beat you. Put pressure on him. Cade Klubnik, this is sophomore year? I think it's like his actual sophomore year, not redshirt sophomore, but his actual sophomore year. This is the first year where he has the reins. He has the keys all by himself. There's no DJU there, so this is really his team. This is his first big game like that. Get to him. Get to him. Jerry Verse, get to him. Establish a run game. Plain and simple. Got to run you can never be one-dimensional. You just can't. For Clemson, Cade Klubnik has to play great. You're going to have to score Florida State. You're going to have to play great. You cannot afford to miss throws, miss reads. You just can't. You got to have a great control of this offense, put your teams in positions. Well, that also has to do with your OC as well. But you have to play great. Box will be full to stop Will Shipley. I do for sure think Florida State will come out low in the box for Will Shipley. And, Jesus, I always struggle with this running back's name. The backup running back who's not as fast. I can always struggle with his name for some reason. I mean, not for some reason. It's a hard name to pronounce. I'm about to look it up. I'm looking it up so I don't butcher it completely. Maffa. Have to stop Maffa. Receivers have to get separation against these corners. Man, it's Florida State secondary. I love it. Like I said, they got Cephas, the Fentrell Cypress or Fentrell Cephas, the transfer from UVA. They got him, Bernardo Green. They got a pretty nice secondary. You got to get separation against the secondary. It was hard for them to get separation against Duke, and I think the secondary is better than Duke's secondary. I really love that Duke team. I love what Mike Elko got going on there. Got to get separation away from this defense. Have to block Jared Verse. Oh, you don't block Jared Verse. Oh, forget. Throw everything I said about y'all winning out the window. Because Cade ain't going to get going. Your offense is going to be disrupted, and it's just lights out from there. And can you get to Jordan Travis? Can you make him throw a pick? Can you get him to be out of rhythm? Can you make him make wrong decisions, wrong reads? I think Jordan Travis actually has play calling like abilities this year. Can you get him into disguise some coverages, get him in the wrong plays, just play mind games with him, get him out of rhythm, make him in a funk? Can you do all that? It's in Death Valley. It's in Clemson, but I'm going to give the win to Florida State. I think the better team, the way better offense, both have really good defenses. I just think Florida State's the way better team, better quarterback play, just everything. So give me Florida State. Another road win. Next, we have Oklahoma at Cincy, Saturday, 12 o'clock on Fox. Oklahoma ranked 16th. Excuse me. Let me not disrespect. Oklahoma, let Dylan Gabriel run the show. Boy got multiple 4-touchdown games. He had a 5-touchdown game, I think, last week. Just let him run the show, man. The boy is talented. The boy is going to put up points. Let him be him. Defense has been playing great. They're only giving up 9.3 points per game. And SMU, you can say all you want, but SMU puts up points. They only let them score 11. They've given up 9.3 a game this year. That is incredible. Force Emory Jones to throw interceptions. Emory Jones has actually been surprisingly, shockingly, all of them above, been playing really well. So force him to not play well. Force him to look like how he did, in my opinion, at Florida and Arizona State. I didn't think he looked great at those two schools. But he's looking really good at Cincy right now. But it's Big 12 play. I mean, he looked good against Pitt, so I can't really have too many caveats. But he has 3 picks still. He has 7 touchdowns with 3 picks. Force him to throw another one. Now, with my Gabriel situation, he has 11 touchdowns already. 3 games, 11 touchdowns. Just balling. And I think in the SMU game, he only threw 2. Let's see here. Don't allow, God, Jesus Christ. Don't allow Emory Jones to use his legs. You don't want to know what I wrote. Don't allow Emory Jones to use his legs. So don't let him get out of the pocket. Don't let him run. Don't let him be dynamic, because then the offense opens up. Now you got to worry about so much, and Emory Jones can kind of slice you up a little bit. And don't be afraid to run the ball. It opened up the SMU game, and that's a fact. When Oklahoma started to struggle after that one trick pass to Andrew Anthony, which kind of really wasn't even a trick pass, but the one deep pass to Andrew Anthony on like a busted coverage, game kind of got stale in the run game for Oklahoma, bust the game wide open. It allowed Oklahoma a new life. It allowed Oklahoma to move down the field. So don't be afraid to lean on that. If Dylan Gabriel's running the show, but it gets a little stale, hey, look, you still Oklahoma. You still got the power run game, run the ball. For Cincy, establish the run. You got to give Emory Jones a chance to settle in. You got to run the ball so this defense don't key in on Emory Jones. Got to establish the run. Have to win the time of possession. Keep the Oklahoma offense off the field. That is completely true, because Oklahoma is probably going to score every time they touch the rock. I mean, that sounds kind of unreasonable for a team to score every time. If they're not going to score every time, it's going to be pretty close. So you have to play keep away. You got to score. You got to sustain long drives. You got to win the time of possession. So Oklahoma cannot just do their thing and go up and down the field against you. I understand Oklahoma's going to get some explosive plays. So even if you try to win time of possession, they might have an explosive play, and it might be reset. But then, again, you just go on another long, sustained drive and say, hey, do it again. Emory Jones has to take care of the football. Like I said, he has 3 picks. I mean, still playing pretty good this year. He has 3 picks, though, so it's still less than Drake May. And Drake May's my guy. No shot at North Carolina or, you know, Vaughn. If you see this, there's no shot. I mean, I just think Drake May's the better quarterback, but he does have 4 picks. So Emory Jones just take care of the football. Get to Dylan Gabriel. Force him to make a mistake. And you got to get to him. Get to him. He only got 1 pick this year. Make him have another one against y'all this week. You got to take the ball away from this Oklahoma team. You can win the time of possession and take the ball away. Huge plus. Huge plus. And you got to score 20 plus. You got to. Because Oklahoma, I don't think Oklahoma is leaving scoring nothing less than 30. So I say 20 plus because if they do everything else, 20, I don't even know. I don't know if 20 plus is enough, but I'm trying to be reasonable here. You know what? Scratch that. You got to score at least 4 touchdowns. At least 4 touchdowns. I'm not saying that at the most. At least 4 touchdowns. So I'm going to change that. Got to score at least 4 touchdowns. But Oklahoma wins this game. Oklahoma wins this game, man. They're a better team, better offense. Brett Venables with his second year defense making leaps and bounds. So I think it's just going to be a long night, a long day for Cincinnati. Long day. I know Cincinnati's at home, but this is your first one in the Big 12. You're technically a Big 12 school, but you're not really a Big 12 school. And Oklahoma's leaving to the SEC. They want to leave with a stamp, like leaving a mark. And this is the chance to do that. So you're their first game. I think this is Big 12 opener for both teams. So give me Oklahoma. Moving on, we have a game where Jim Harbaugh is coming back for his first game to coach. Slap on the wrist suspension. Rutgers at number 2 Michigan, Saturday, 12 o'clock on Big Ten Network. Now, Rutgers, first of all, they got their hands full with this one. I understand Michigan hasn't looked great. They haven't looked as good as normal, but it's still Michigan and Rutgers. So, Rutgers, again, have to establish Cal Monangai. Have to. You have to run the ball here. You're not going to be Michigan one-dimensional. You're not going to beat this Michigan team if their defense is not on their heels. You're not going to beat them if they're not trying to guess if they key in on what you're doing, it's over. Gavin Wimsatt has to bring his A game. Gavin Wimsatt did not play great last week. I said that in my recap. He did not play great last week. They just went against a lower Virginia Tech team. Rutgers, to me, was clearly the better team, and they proved it. But Gavin Wimsatt got to play a lot better than what he played last Saturday. A lot better, because if he doesn't, this Rutgers team is going to get ran off the field. Bring your run D, because this 2-headed monster is ready. Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. We know what they're capable of. We know what they can do. Better bring your run defense. Force J.J. McCarthy to throw interceptions. He threw 3 last week. Force him to throw some more. You're going to have to turn this ball over. You're going to have to steal possessions. You're going to have to score with stolen possessions. You're going to have to. These are have-to-dos. These ain't like, oh, maybe. No, you need to do this. Can you contain Roman Wilson and Cornelius Johnson? These two wide receivers have been looking really good. They looked really good last year. I see why Andrew Anthony and AJ Henning transferred out. These two guys they're really nice. They're really good receivers, and I don't like giving Michigan credit, but I got to be unbiased here on my show. CTC, really good receivers. Okay, for Michigan, besides showing up, force JJ? Oh, excuse me. Jim Harbaugh is back. So, was the reason why you didn't look so dominant? Were y'all just trying to be vanilla, knowing y'all had 3 cupcake games? No offense to those programs, but compared to Michigan, y'all are cupcake games. Did y'all know that? Did y'all not show y'all hand? Did y'all like, we're going to wait for Jim Harbaugh to come back, wait for the Big Ten play game? We're not going to do much. Offense has to be better. Now that kind of ties in with point 1. Was it just cupcake vanilla because of the games? Or was it really struggles with this offense? Get this 2-headed monster going. If they able to run all the Rutgers and not have to put the ball in the air, just good night. Good night, Rutgers. McCarthy can't throw 3 interceptions. If he throw 3 interceptions, Rutgers is going to be in this game now. Rutgers is going to have that confidence. He might give Rutgers short fields. They might score off of it. Rutgers is going to be in this game. And force Gavin Wimsatt to beat you. Like I said, Gavin Wimsatt did not play great. Cal Monunga saved Rutgers. I think 3 touchdowns, 140, 150 yards. Played a phenomenal game. Make Gavin beat you. And with that being said, I'm going number 2 Michigan easily in the big house. Jim Harbaugh first game back. These guys are going to be really motivated. They did that corny straight line tribute like Jim Harbaugh wasn't suspended by the school. They freed Jim Harbaugh again. The suspension was by the school, so what are we freeing them from? But give me Jim Harbaugh in Michigan. Moving on, we go to Auburn at Texas A&M Saturday noon on ESPN. We have for Auburn, Peyton Thorne has to play well. I've said it numerous times. Peyton Thorne is hit or miss. You don't know what you're going to get from Peyton Thorne. You need the good Peyton Thorne against Texas A&M. Peyton Thorne can't be your leading rusher. No, quarterbacks can't be your leading rusher if you want to win games consistently. They can't be. You have to be able to establish the run without your quarterback being the leading rusher. You got to get a running game going with your running backs. Don't allow Connor Wigman to get going. Now, honestly, the jury is still out on Connor Wigman. Is he really real? Is it the level of competition minus the Miami game? This is another litmus test, in my opinion. Muck the game up. Now, what I mean by this is this. Make the game grimy. Turn this game into 2 yards in a cloud of dust football. Black and blue smash mouth football. 3 and outs. Defensive struggles. Field position game. Just make it nasty. You cannot allow Texas A&M to go out there and make this game pretty, throwing deep balls and 15-yard passes, 10-yard passes, 15-yard runs, gashing you. No. Muck this game up. Sacks, tackles for loss, punts, 40, 50-yard punts, field goals, other field goals. You got to make this game up and make this a low-scoring game. Ties into what I just said. Texas A&M. Can Connor Wegman play well against a Power 5 talent? He's going against Auburn SEC defense. Like I said, is he really real or was the level of competition minus Miami? We'll find out. Get Evan Stewart the ball. It's going to help Connor Wegman out a lot. So give him the ball. Pressure Peyton Thorne. Well, he will. I think if you put pressure on Peyton Thorne, he's going to throw you one. You just got to catch it. Sorry, man. I watched him for 2 years at MSU, man, she's so hit or miss. Like, I want Peyton Thorne to be so good so badly, but he's so inconsistent. So if you get to him, he's going to throw you a pick. You just got to catch it. You just have to catch it. My next one. Auburn, they can't score with y'all. They can't. Point blank, period. Auburn is not going to I would kind of say that, but I think Jimmy G is actually a winner. Peyton Thorne, not necessarily a winner. But they can't score with y'all, Texas A&M. They really can't. Auburn is just here to make the game nasty. If you could do the opposite of what I told Auburn to do, it's over. If you turn this game into a shootout, Auburn will lose. And don't allow Auburn to run the ball because then that's going to go into time of possession. They're going, like I said, muck the game up. And now you're in a battle. Like, no, just go score, turn this to a shootout, like I said, and win the game. And with that being said, It's like the first. No, this is now the second in the whole team I done took. Give me Texas A&M against Auburn. Texas A&M, I think, is the way better offense. Like I said, I know it's a question mark at quarterback with Texas A&M. Is it really real? Is it just a level of competition? But I still think Connor Wegman is better than Peyton Thorne. Peyton Thorne is also the leading rusher. So are they going to really be able to establish the run against Texas A&M? I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest. If we're really being honest, I don't think they will be able to establish the run against Texas A&M. Texas A&M problem really hasn't been the defense the last couple of years. It's really more so been offense. Jimbo Fisher has given up play calling duty. So let's see if that is also really real, or is that because of the level of competition? So I think this is another litmus test for Texas A&M going against Auburn. But I think they pass. So moving on, we have the last game on the noon slot. SMU at TCU, rematch of last year's shootout. And boy, what a shootout it was. SMU, TCU, Saturday noon on Fox Sports 1. SMU has to get stops, point blank period. TCU has been lighting teams up. Now with Colorado, they were able to get turnovers, and they won at the end. But Houston, no. Last week against Houston, they were able to score. I mean, Houston forced them to punt, but Houston couldn't score. So SMU has to get stops, but they also have to score. But I think SMU has the offense to score. With that being said, hey, look, I'm not going to be the one recommending you to take a 62.5 or 63.5 over, but I'm not mad at you if you want to take a 62.5, 63.5 over as well. Because I think this do turn into a shootout, which kind of goes into, didn't check my winner, but I know who I got winning, which kind of goes into who I have winning. So, it was 63.5 earlier. I think it dropped to 62.5 last I checked, which was a couple hours ago. Check back. As a matter of fact, I got FanDuel right here. For you, Vaughn. SMU, TCU, over under this week is currently at 63.5 again. The line is back over the 63 mark. 63 is a key number that got crossed. 62.5, I would prefer you take it more at 62.5 than 63.5 because it would take 9 touchdowns to make 62.5. Now for 63.5, you would need 9 touchdowns and a field goal, 10 touchdowns. Cross is a key number. So if you can get that number at 62.5, not really mad at you for taking it. Has to stop the run because Oklahoma hurt them with the run. When the game got stale against Oklahoma was able to run the ball, and SMU couldn't stop it. Won't win a pure shootout. I think if this game turns into a pure shootout, TCU wins this game. I think TCU has more firepower than SMU to win another shootout. TCU won the shootout last year. I think they win it again if it turns into another shootout. Rhett Lashley has to stay aggressive. So against Oklahoma, Rhett Lashley got aggressive, going for a lot of 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s. I think he even tried to go for a 4th and 3 at midfield and no man's land. You have to stay aggressive because you have to score with this TCU offense. If you're not going to get stops, you got to stay aggressive. And you have to run to help Preston Stone. So you got to be able to establish your own run. I understand Preston Stone is good to start airing it out, but you have to be able to establish the run here. TCU, I think, is kind of, I don't want to say they sweet for the run, but I think they can establish a good enough run to help Preston Stone. For TCU, keep up the high scoring. They're averaging 40.7 points per game. Crazy. They put up 42 against Colorado. I think they had like 36 against Houston this past week. I did the math, averaging 40.7 points per game. Establish Imani Bailey and Trey Sanders. Again, I'm going to keep saying it till I turn blue. These two running backs are phenomenal. Trey Sanders, the transfer out of Alabama. Imani Bailey, they get going. Again, against Oklahoma, the run game killed them when the game got stale. So if TCU ever gets stale, lean on these backs. They'll get the game for you. Just let them do their thing. Can defense repeat the last week's performance? They held Houston really to 6 points. Houston scored 13, but the only touchdown came off of a kickoff return. Other than that, Houston had 2 field goals. Now, do I think that's going to happen again? Nah, I don't think that's going to happen again. But maybe. There's a possibility. And this is why I say if you want to take it over 62.5, over 63.5, I'm not mad at you, but I can't really co-sign it. No kickoff returns for touchdowns. Again, that was the only touchdown they gave up last week. Kickoff return to Matt Golden. That was it. I think they shut out Houston in the second half. And defense be prepared to defend 4 downs. So like I said, Rhett Lashley has to be aggressive. So be prepared. 4th and 1. Don't think that's a win yet. You might have to see a 4th and down run, 4th and down play action pass. You might have to see something like that. So yeah, be prepared. But with that being said, I'm going TCU at home. TCU, the better team, Power 5 team. Now, just because you're a Power 5 team don't mean you're the better team, but I think that helps in this situation. Can establish the run, have 2 really great running backs. Facts. So that being said, I'm gonna go with TCU. TCU, like Vaughn said, has been going crazy ever since that loss to Colorado, showing people that Colorado is just a good team. TCU's a good team too, but it's not like Colorado came into this drink, everybody expected them to do bad, and they just beat up on a bad TCU team. No. Colorado's a good team. TCU's a good team. Give me TCU in this game. Now we move on to Colorado, ranked 19th. Probably the game of the week for a lot of people. I don't think it's game of the week, but for a lot of people, it's probably game of the week. 19th ranked Colorado at 10th ranked Oregon. Saturday, 3:30 on ABC. Now, it's a game I want to watch for sure, but I don't think it's game of the week. Colorado, how will they deal with Travis Hunter being gone? Travis Hunter allegedly out for 3 weeks. He's not playing in this game for sure. How will they deal with that? It seemed to affect the offense last week, but you give Prime a week to prepare. I think the offense is gonna be better this week. Defense has to stop Bucky Irvin. This defense is susceptible to the run now. Colorado State was able to have a lot of success on the ground last week, and they're going against a really good running back in Bucky Irvin. So, man, Oregon can establish the run. So they better bring their hard hats, especially on that defensive line. So they can't allow Bucky Irvin to run all over them. Have to learn from the Colorado State game. They can't let shallow crosses get them beat down the field. They can't. Colorado State, I watched it. Colorado State ran shallow cross all the way down the field, ran the ball, and then right at the end, like right in the red zone, they didn't run shallow cross. I think they ran like a drag and had a guy go in the seam and bit down touchdown. So they definitely got to watch the film. Got to be better than that. Can't allow something so simple get you beat down the field. Like I seen like 5 drags. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit, but I seen some upwards of like 5 drags be completed, like in one drive. That is crazy. Gotta be better than that. Like I said, they weren't even they're not even deep crosses. They were shallow. Like it was even to the point where like a running back would come out the backfield and run a drag, and the slot receiver would come out and run a drag, and it'd be shallow crosses with the receiver and the running back. Can't go down early. They can't, because Oregon's going to keep them down. Now, when I say can't go down early, Oregon gets the ball first and scores 7-zip. It's football. It happens. That's cool. Got to respond. You can't go down 17-0. Can't go down 14-0 and Oregon has the ball. You got to answer. Have to answer, because Oregon at home, they will score and score in bunches. Shedeur has to keep up spectacular plays. Shedeur has been phenomenal. He's been nothing short of phenomenal. Spectacular quarterback play, poised. He's not going to like I said earlier. He's not going to scramble, but he's going to manipulate that pocket so great to give you more time to get open. He's going to run if he has to. If that's the last resort, then he'll run. But he's not dropping back. Oh, nothing's there. Take off. No, he's dropping back. He's going to go through his progressions. He's going to try to find the open guy, and he's more than likely going to find you if you're open. Oh, hold on. I gotta play the sound. Hold up. All right, we got a super chat from my boy Vaughn, 199. Much appreciated. It says, keep doing your thing, my boy. Hashtag hard worker, hashtag CTC with fire emojis. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the support. I appreciate the super chat. You didn't have to do it. I just appreciate you being here watching. Just even trusting in what I'm saying is much appreciated. For sure. We some degenerates, Vaughn. So let's hit a parlay this week. My boy. But again, I much appreciate it. Also, me and my boy Vaughn right here. Members only content every week. Ravens Steelers recaps. Just like my recaps I do on Sundays, we recap each other's game every week, and it's raw and uncut and unfiltered. So, you know what I'm saying? Be an all-star or above, and you can watch us go at it. But much appreciated. We move on to Oregon. Oregon established Bucky Irvin. Like I said, man, Colorado State has so much success on the ground. Why not replicate that with Bucky or Irvin? Bo Nix, use your legs. Bo Nix, run. Again, that's acceptable to the ground. We know Bo Nix, you can throw the football. We know this. You've knocked off the Bo Nix is inconsistent. I don't know if you necessarily knocked it off on the road, but you're at home. So we know what you do at home. We know what you've done since you've been at Oregon. You look really good at Oregon. Use your legs. Get after Shador. Don't let him get comfy. Don't let Shador get back there and start picking you apart. Don't let him get back there. Now he's throwing for 300, 400 yards, because then this game gets real close and now it's dicey, and now you might have to lead a game-winning drive to win this game. Get to Shador, make him feel it early, get him out of rhythm. That's one thing really that hasn't really necessarily happened. Shador hasn't really gotten out of rhythm. It kind of happened a little bit Saturday, but like I said, that last drive, he showed nothing. The last two drives, he showed nothing less than poison moxie. Take advantage of the trenches. Colorado trenches ain't there yet. They're not. Their skill positions, unquestionably, they're there. They're up there with Power 5 schools. But their trenches, they still need a couple years to build those into Power 5 trenches. So take advantage. Don't make the game personal. I threw that in there as a little humor. Do not make this game personal. For so far, through 3 weeks, every school that Colorado has gone against has made this game personal for some reason. Don't do that. You come out there and let your play do the talking. We're not going to say anything to rile these guys up. We're not going to say anything to make these guys play better. We're just going to go out there and play Oregon football and win our way. We're not going to try to do what the others have done. Now, that being said, I'm going to take Oregon at home against Colorado, but I'm a degenerate, so I got a little treat. Colorado right now, because I looked at it earlier, it was plus 21. I quoted at plus 21.5 on the drop. But Colorado right now is plus 21 still. I think that line is too big. I don't think Colorado loses by 21. Now, if you can get it at 21.5, great. Because then 21 is just a push. 21.5, if they lose by 21, it's a win. But that is a line too big, in my opinion. Now, could be wrong. But I will go down swinging on plus 21, plus 21.5. Moving on. Now, we have a game that could be ugly. UCLA ranked 22 at Utah ranked 11th. And I forgot to write down which channel you can find this game on. Excuse me 1 second. I normally write down all of them, so I don't have to do this. But I forgot this one. Saturday, 3:30 on Fox. So let me write that down. Saturday, 3:30 on Fox. Another battle of the ranked teams. This is what, number 2 now? Battle of the ranked teams. UCLA, prepare for Cam Rising. Prepared as Cam Rising is starting. There's rumors that Cam Rising might make his season debut this week against UCLA, which would be prime timing, being as though UCLA is ranked 22nd. This offense has not looked great with Cam Rising being out. They need a spark. Cam Rising is just that spark, just like when he took over for Brewer, the Baylor transfer. I can't remember his first name for some strange reason, but y'all know what I'm talking about. The Baylor transfer that went to Utah a couple years ago, Brewer took over for him, and they never looked back. Cam Rising may be rusty. Hasn't played since January. He has not played since the Rose Bowl against Penn State. So he may be, now I won't even say maybe, he will be rusty. Got to take advantage. You have to take advantage of that. Get Dante Moore settled in with easy throws. He's a freshman. You got to get him settled in. His first game against a ranked opponent. It's in Utah. It's on the road. It's going to be in a hostile environment. You have to get him settled in with a couple throws. I don't think you should go deep at all for the first 5 plays. Get him some short passes, maybe an intermediate pass here and there, or even get Carson Steele going, which leads to my next point, rely on Carson Steele. Carson Steele is going to help Dante Moore settle into this game. So rely on him. Don't let Utah establish a run game. Make these quarterbacks, if Cam Rising is not playing, make Nick Johnson beat you. Make Bryson beat you. Bryson Barnes beat you. I think if Cam Rising don't play, they're going to go with Nick Johnson. Nick Johnson has with Nick Johnson, the offense has looked better. With Nick Johnson, they were able to lead that comeback against Baylor. Nick Johnson, I don't think he's the better quarterback. I just think he's the better fit for this team. But either way, don't let them establish the run game. Make them beat you. Now, if Cam Rising's there and Cam Rising's not showing any rust, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough one. For Utah, is Cam Rising back? We won't know till around 3:30. We won't. Pressure Dante Moore. Again, he's young. First game, ranked opponent. On the road, get to him. Make him make mistakes. Rattle him. Let's see how cool, calm, collected he is. Force another receiver to beat you. You cannot beat Jermichael Sturdivant. I always pronounce it right, and then I get here and mess it up. Cannot be him. Got to be somebody else. Can't let Carson Steele beat you either. Can't have Carson Steele having a 100-yard day, 2 touchdowns. No. You got to get to this freshman quarterback. You got to get to Carson Steele. Let's see what this freshman quarterback is all about. Receivers have to step up. Man, need I say more of that? Maybe if Cam Rising's there, maybe they will play better. But look, it's hard. I cannot pick a winner in this game. We'll go to FanDuel real quick, and let's look at the spread. I think Utah is actually favored by like 4.5 points. Yep, 4.5 points exactly. I can't pick a winner. It's so hard for me to pick a winner in this game because I don't know. So many unknowns. Is Cam Rising going to play? Is Dante Moore really that deal? I'm going to take my shot. You know what? I checked Utah, but I'm going to take my shot. I'm going to go UCLA wins this game. I'm going to go UCLA. The Utah offense has not been impressive to me. I'm going to take UCLA in this one. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm taking my shot. I'm calling it. Now, here's one thing you won't notice. I mean, you will notice. Maryland and MSU plays. They're not going to be on this recap. I'm going to talk about it towards the end of the show because I have confirmed from Mr. Godunson Tomo himself, we will have a recap Saturday after the game. So I will go over it a little bit, but I don't want to say too much. I'll probably just more so go over my keys to win the game for Michigan State, and then we'll recap Saturday. But yeah, I know who I want to win, and I'm saying that because I'm at the 3:30 slot. We play at 3:30, so just had to get that out of the way. Next game, another battle of the ranked opponents. This is what 3 straight. Ole Miss, 15th ranked Ole Miss coming into Alabama, 13th ranked Alabama. Saturday, 3:30 on CBS, SEC on CBS. Last year, we're going to hear that before the Big Ten take over. So, little tear. But for Ole Miss, got to get Quinshon Judkins going. You have to get Quinshon Judkins going. You have to run the ball against this Alabama team. You have to establish the run. This is like an NFL game. You got to establish the run. Judkins will allow Jackson Dart to prosper. Man, hey, look. Jackson Dart, if he got a run game, when called upon, play action, he's going to sling that ball. Make Milroe beat you. We saw what happened. I think Jalen Milroe didn't play a bad game against Texas, but I don't think he necessarily played a great one. He showed me some things I liked in that game, but he was able to get baited. Second pick really wasn't a bait. It was just a bad decision. So get to him, make him make a bad decision, disguise some stuff. He might get baited. Just get to him mentally. Keep Milroe on his toes, blitz him and disguise him. Kind of just tied in what I just said. Trey Harris. I got on here TD Trey. Again. Let's see. He has to find the end zone. Trey Harris has to find the end zone. I just think if Trey Harris find the end zone, man, it's going to be, and you get Quinshon Judkins going, it's going to be a long night for Alabama because Trey Harris, he had 4 touchdowns his first game. I know he found the end zone against Tulane. So Trey Harris, man, he's a touchdown finder. He's key for Ole Miss. So yeah, if he plays, TD Trey for sure. I believe he has 5 touchdowns on the year. Yep, 5 touchdowns on the year. So Zachary Franklin, I don't know where's Zachary. is. I don't know if he's still hurt. I don't know what's going on. We'll look that up real quick. Bakari Franklin for Saturday. Still really no news. I don't really see much. I don't know if he's just not playing. Yeah, so Shakari is probably going to be like a game day decision thing. So just look out for that. Now we switch to Alabama. Oh, I just saw something real quick, but now we switch to Alabama. Get Milroe going with some short passes. Got to get him going. He's a young quarterback, but he's a freshman, so young quarterback at home, another big game at home. So he's used to that, but still got to get him going. Jermaine Burton is going to be huge. Yeah, he's probably Alabama's best receiver, so it's going to be huge in this game. Full Milroe to help him out, give him the ball to help him. They have to get a run game going. Their run game has not been looking great. This is Alabama. The run game has not been looking great. Texas, it almost looked non-existent. You have to get a run game going. Ole Miss defense is no slouch. I know they have Lane Kiffin. He's their head coach. He's the offensive coach. Brilliant offensive mind. He schemes up great offense. But this Ole Miss defense ain't no slouch either. They're going to play defense at Ole Miss. You got to get a run game going, or they're just going to sink their teeth in this game, and it's going to be a wrap. And they have to play Ole Miss backfield. They cannot allow Jackson Dart to sling the rock. They got to play in that backfield. Got to get to him. Got to rush him. Got to make him hurry up and force throws or throw the ball away. You got to play in that backfield. But my pick. I know I had Alabama going 12-0 and winning the Natty, but that ended when they lost to Texas. So that prediction is wrong. And I'm here to say I was wrong. It's fine. It's college football. And nobody's 100% right. And with that being said, I'm going with Ole Miss in the upset. Ole Miss +7. Throw the points away. I got them winning this game outright. It's just quarterback play, man. You see niggas, UCF, this is their best option. Jalen Milroe is their best option. Ty Simpson and Tyler Buckner is not it right now. This is their best option. I don't think their best option is good enough, especially for a game of this magnitude. They played Bryce Young really close last year. Give me Ole Miss to win this game. Now, my last game for the 3:30 slot is BYU at Kansas, who I feel should be ranked. This is a nice litmus test, both 3-0. Kansas at home. Saturday, ESPN at 3:30 on ESPN. For BYU, Keaton Slovis has to play well. Almost read that wrong. Keaton Slovis has to play well. He does. I'm not a big fan of Keaton Slovis, but he's been playing good so far. So he has to keep it up. He has to play well. If he loses quarterback battle by a lot, it's over. Have to get separation against the secondary with Kobe Bryant and Kenny Logan at safety. Kobe Bryant, I love Kobe Bryant. He's one of my favorite corners in the Big 12. Really liked him last year. The secondary, against Illinois was lights out. Can BYU show the fluke? Or can Kansas show, we really that deal? Lock in on Devin Neal because they're going to see a lot of them. You have to get to Devin Neal. Can't let him to get going because if he get going and Jalen Daniels gets going and Jalen Daniels is allowed to be dynamic, it's over. It's over. Chalk it up. And that's how to my next point. Don't allow Jalen Daniels to be dynamic. If he's beating you with his feet and his arm, ooh-wee. BYU was in for a long night. And take the home crowd out of it early. It's going to be ruckus in Kansas. It's going to be ruckus. I understand they say Kansas is a basketball school, but, hey, they got a pretty good football program down there, too. I know last year they went 6-6, but they did really good, even though this is a non-conference technically because now BYU's in the Big 12. But this is their first Big 12 game, so technically it's non-conference, but it's kind of like a non-conference game because they're not used to seeing each other. So, yeah. For Kansas, steady dose of Devin Neal. Run Devin Neal. Let him be him. Devin Neal is a really good back, probably one of the better backs. Oh, not probably. One of the better backs in the Big 12. Let him do his thing. Jalen Daniels has to use his legs. I mean, Jalen Daniels is good enough to use his arm, but using your legs is always an added bonus. It's always great extra credit, great added bonus. Make Keaton Slovis make a mistake, which I think he will. If you get to Keaton Slovis, he will throw you a pick. Just got to catch it. Force BYU to stay behind the chains, and that goes into Keaton Slovis. We want Keaton Slovis to throw this football because I think we will get picks. And dominate the trenches. Win at the point of attack. Get to Keaton Slovis. Get in that play in that backfield. Run the ball. To run the ball, you got to win the trenches. You got to be able to block the first level, get guys to the second level, make your running backs, make a couple guys miss here and there, make DBs miss. Win the trenches. And with that being said, y'all know who I'm picking. I'm picking Kansas. I have Kansas to win. I think Kansas shows why they need to be in the top 25. And with the poll movement going on with so many ranked on ranked games, guys got to come out. That allows Kansas to jump right in. So now we go to this action-packed 7 o'clock slot, which I will be home for work for sure to watch. First game, Arkansas, LSU, Battle of the Boot. Saturday, 7 o'clock, ESPN. This Saturday, I just want to say that this 7 o'clock slot is so good. I don't know which game I'm tuning into on my TV and which games I'm going to have on my phone. Point blank period. But for Arkansas, KJ Jefferson has to stay hot. He's been playing really great. I know last week he finally threw a pick and they lost by a touchdown to BYU. But I think KJ Jefferson's been playing phenomenal. Now, question here. Will Rocket Sanders be available? I tried to look as nothing for certain saying that Rocket Sanders will play. I saw one thing say he might be set back. I saw one say he might be ready to go. So I can't. I've seen mixed reviews. Don't know what's exactly going to happen there with Rocket Sanders. Don't let Jaden Daniels lead the pocket. Jaden, not Jalen. This is Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels finally scored a rushing touchdown. He scored 2 last week against Mississippi State. Easily handed Mississippi State's behind to them. Can't allow him to do that. If you allow him to beat you through the air with Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas and then run as well, forget about it. Find and identify Malik Neighbors. Hello, neighbor. I'm here, and I'm with you all game. Because if Malik Neighbors get going, long day. Has to win time of possession. They have to win the time of possession. That's kind of what made the game. They mucked the game up last year. I ain't going to lie. Last year, they kind of mucked the game up with LSU and Auburn. That's why the game was close. Took a lot of heroics from Harold Perkins. And I think, the last second touchdown or something like that for LSU to win last year. I know the game was ugly, so. For LSU, a lot of my keys are kind of the same as last week because those are really their keys to win, period. But LSU, can Perkins duplicate the magic of last year's game? Had 4 sacks. Can he do it again? Now, it's hard to replicate 4 sacks. Not going to make it sound easy because it's not. But can he? He's that type of talent where he can. They put him on the edge on third and passing situations. He can get to KJ Jefferson. He can get to him in a heartbeat. But can they get him in his positions to do that? Sorry, y'all. Can they force Jefferson to throw another interception? Like I said last week, it was the first time he threw a pick against BYU, lost the game. Can they do it again this week? Prepare as if Rocket Sanders is going to play. If you prepare if he's going to play, then if he's not going to play, then you're more than prepared for the backup running back. Rocket Sanders is a dog. He's a speedy back, shifty. It's a dog. Shout out my guy Tomo, Mr. You're done, son. Can Jaden Daniels duplicate last week? 30 for 34 passing is not easy to duplicate, not at all. Especially when you have questions about whether you can be efficient passing. Can you replicate at least something close? And hello, neighbor. Find them and feed them. 230-something yards last week, 13 catches, 2 touchdowns. Get him the football. Just get him the ball. With that being said, I'm going to go with LSU again this year. LSU's at home. I think LSU actually, I don't know. I don't know if I tell you. So this is the thing, right? Because FanDuel has the line at 17.5. And I'm leaning Arkansas plus 17.5. But I also took Mississippi State plus 9.5 last weekend. LSU blew that out the water. But I think Arkansas is a more grittier team than Mississippi State. I think 17.5 might be a little much. I lean it. I don't know if I really like it. But just a little treat there. But I'm taking LSU to win the game. Now, this is another game where it was hard for me to pick. 14th ranked Oregon State goes into 21st ranked Washington State in Wazoo Saturday, 7 o'clock on Fox. Another battle of the ranked opponents. 4, my keys for Oregon State. Steady dose of Damian Martinez. One of the, I'll say it, the best back in the Pac-12. I know you got guys like Marshawn Lloyd and Quentin Joyner, excuse me. Best back in the Pac-12. Bucky Irvin, but to me, Damian Martinez best back in the Pac-12. Sorry. DJU has to keep showing how great he is. DJ got a lot of slack at Clemson. He's showing that, hey, look, it wasn't me, y'all. It wasn't me at Clemson. I got a new change of scenery. I'm balling. Clemson still got problems. I'm balling. Continue to show that this week against Washington State. Pretty good defense against Washington State has. Contain Cam Ward. Cam Ward has been spectacular. Trent told me, and I quote, one thing he's learned is you don't trust Cam Ward. And I trust Cam Ward. And Cam Ward has been balling. They have to contain him. You can't let him leave the pocket and run. You can't look. Y'all gonna have your hands full with Cam Ward. Key in on Lincoln Victor. Lincoln Victor has 3 touchdown catches in the past two games. He's been Cam Ward's go-to target, his guy. Got to key in. And defense. This is their defense first real test. Now, if you remember in my Pac-12 preview and in my Week 0 preview, I questioned whether Oregon State can reload on defense. Because I felt like a lot of the pieces, the important pieces of last year's Oregon State defense went on to play pro ball. Now, so far, Oregon State defense has looked really good. But I think this is their first real test. San Diego State, Kyrie Robinson wasn't there. Oregon State played phenomenal, don't get me wrong, but San Diego State is not Washington State. Can't remember. Oregon State played in their Week 0 preview. Was it Stanford? I think it was a Pac-12 team, but it wasn't a great Pac-12 team. Give me 1 second so I can go off so I can pull it up real quick. Oregon State right here played. San Jose State was their first game, excuse me. Then they played UC Davis, and then they played San Diego State. So, not really tested defensively. San Diego State can get pretty one-dimensional. I still don't believe in Jaden Maiden to beat you passing. So, as I stated in the Boise State preview, so this is their first real test. Now, for Washington State, like I said, Cam Ward has been playing phenomenal. Don't even think he has an interception. So, nope. 9 touchdowns passing, 0 interceptions, 986 yards through 3 games. Almost 1,000 yards through 3 games. That is crazy. So, he's been balling. Also on the ground, he has 32 carries, 95 yards for 2 touchdowns. So 11 total touchdowns. We'll just say 1,000 all-purpose yards, close to 1,100 all-purpose yards. So balling, phenomenal. Is DJU really real? Just like it's their first test defensively, it's really their first test offensively. Is he really real? Is what he's showing you really real, or has it been a level of competition? Lincoln Victor will be huge. Like I said, 3 touchdowns in the past 2 games. This is Cam Ward's guy, so he's going to be huge. He has 342 yards on 24 catches, 3 touchdowns. This is his guy. Have to stop Damian Martinez because, like I said, the best back in the Big 12. He get going, this defense is going to have a long day. And DJU is really going to get into it with the play action pass. It's going to open up a lot. And defense will have a tough test, but at least this defense has been tested. They played at Wisconsin and won the game and was leading throughout. And when they needed stops, got stops. So this team has been tested defensively. Now, with this game, this was another game, funny enough, Pac-12, where I didn't know who was going to win. Just like the other Pac-12 game, UCLA, Utah. In this game, I'm going to call my shot too because I have kind of a rule. You take the home dog. The home dog, and this one, Washington plus 2.5. I'm taking my shot. I'm calling it, throw the points away, give me Washington to win this game. Washington State, to win this game. No disrespect to Washington State fans. I love y'all. Washington State wins. Hold on, fellas. We got 4 games left, and then we're out of here, and we have 2 more ranked games. So this is, to me, game of the week. We have 6th ranked Ohio State. I'm getting dry, man. I've been talking for almost an hour and a half. 6th ranked Ohio State at 9th ranked Notre Dame. Man, game of the week. Let's see if we got some music for that. I don't think we do, but let's see if we do. You know what? I'll just play this. I got you, Dave. I'll play this. Sorry, I'm now. You know what? I ain't gonna bite this out like that. We ain't really got nothing for it, so sorry. But yeah, let's get into some keys. Cal McCord, he has to play well. He has to. Cal McCord plays like trash. This game is over. It's over. Sorry. He has to play well. They have to get a running game going to help McCord. Travion Henderson is definitely going to have to help with that. So, have to get a running game going. Harrison versus Benjamin Morrison will be fun to watch. My Fred Biletnikoff winner versus, I believe, my Jim Thorpe winner. Can't remember who I picked preseason, but I know he's a part of it. I know for a fact that he's in that running. He's one of my finalists. Should be fun to watch. Can you fool C.J. Bertrand and Jack Kaiser? Now, what I mean by that, these two linebackers, they're veteran linebackers. They're fast. They run to the football, see ball, get ball. Really smart. Can you fool them? Can you get them in play action to bite? Can you get them running one way, the ball's going another way? Or can you get them to fill a hole and the running back bounces or something like that? Can you fool these guys? Because these guys are really great linebackers for Notre Dame. Have to get to Sam Hartman because don't let Sam Hartman slice and dice you. Because if he can slice and dice you with Audric Osterman in the backfield, long day for Ohio State. Jim Knowles got his work cut out here because, man, this Notre Dame team is not like Notre Dame last year. Not even close. For Notre Dame, the home team, Sam Hartman has played in big games. He has to show it. He's played in ACC championships. He's played in ranked-on-ranked games. He's a veteran guy. You brought him here for this reason. You brought him here because you felt like Sam Hartman can get you in this playoff spot. You felt like he's going to be that guy to get you to maybe even a natty. He has to play like it's Saturday. Audric Estime is the best back in this game this year. Now, I'm not saying he's the best back, period. But this year so far, Audric Estime has shown he's the best back in this football game here. Not in college football, but in this specific game, this specific year, Audric Estime is the best back in this game. Get after Cal McCord. He's young. He's a freshman. I think Cal McCord's a freshman. Get after him. Get him uncomfortable. He's not been playing well already. Now he's on the road in a top 10 matchup, and you're going to get after him, and he can't make throws to settle in? Get after him. Don't allow Ohio State to get going on the ground because then that allows Cal McCord to settle in. That allows him to, hey, look, man, if I don't got it going, I can hand it off and I'll be fine. This team will be great. They don't need me to do too much. If you allow that to happen, you got to get him in his head like, oh, man, we can't run the ball. It's on me. I'm young. Like, can I do this? You got to have him doubt himself. So don't allow him to run the ball. And this is a revenge game. Play like it. Bring that enthusiasm. Bring that energy. You lost last year in a close game. You want revenge at home. You're wearing your all greens. Some people don't like them. I don't care. I don't like your school. So but I got to be unbiased here. So I don't care if you wear them. I don't care. But play like it, man. Hey, look, come out there. Be aggressive. Don't be overly aggressive and get stupid penalties, but be aggressive. Show these boys you ain't come to play. We come to win this game because we feel salty about last year. And with that being said, I'm taking Notre Dame as home dogs. Think they're plus 3.5. Throw the points away. Give me Notre Dame straight up. Better team, in my opinion. Better quarterback play. Better running back play. Better defense. Give me Notre Dame. Now we go on to probably one of the most boring games of the week this week. I'm just playing. But 24th ranked Iowa at 7th ranked Penn State. Saturday 7:30 on CBS. Now this is the game where I think Kansas gets ranked. So I kind of spoiled who I have winning. I have Penn State winning. This is the game. I think Iowa drops out the rankings and goes Kansas. Iowa offense has to score points, man. Iowa's offense don't score. There's just like a constant theme in Iowa. Players change, coach don't. Coordinators may change. I don't remember. I don't think it has in a while, but players change, quarterbacks change, running backs change. They don't score points. They don't. It's just not in their DNA. They scored 2 drives, their first 2 drives this year. They'll score their first 2 drives, and the rest of the game is just like, where the offense go? Now, I get it. You come, they scored a lot against Western Michigan. It's Western Michigan, bro. Big whoop. Big whoop. I'm sorry. They're going to have to score points in this game. Iowa defense. Great enough to get multiple stops. It's a fact. If Illinois show anything, is that this Penn State offense is not where it can be. You can stop this offense. People like Malik drop passes. You can get to this run game. Katron Island dropped the touchdown. Drew Allah missed some throws. You can get stops against this Penn State defense. Offense, excuse me. Have to get to Drew Allah. Again, another, same old thing. Another young guy, but this time he's at home, so he might not be as bad as Common Court on the road, going against a top 25 opponent. The thing is, he knows his defense is really good. It's really going to be hunting after him. Have him thinking about that. Force Penn State to kick threes. Can't let them finish drives and get touchdowns. Okay, so we know. I know I said Iowa has to score, but we know that's not going to consistently happen. It's Iowa. Can you at least get Penn State to get field goals? They can't finish for touchdowns. If Penn State is getting touchdowns, long night, because then now you really have to score, and we really don't trust you to score. So got to force threes if they drive the ball down. And don't let Penn State get the run game going, which is impossible. I know I have it as a key, but man, they're going to run the ball. They're going to feed Nick Singleton and Katron Allen. They're going to get that run game going. It's just you got to, I guess, limit the blows. There we go. That's a better way to put it. Limit the run game because you ain't going to stop it. Just limit the blows. Now for Penn State, play mistake free. They play mistake free, they're going to win this game because they're going to score. Iowa's not going to score with them. They're going to win this game. I think of Penn State, this is how much Iowa don't score. Penn State scored 3 touchdowns, it's over. Now, in normal games, you say that, you're crazy. Only 21 points, that's not enough points. Against Iowa, that going to show it might be. Unless the Iowa defense is going to score, which goes against playing mistake-free, 21 points is enough. 3 touchdowns is enough. Allow Drew Allah to settle in. Get him going with the run game, couple screens, couple short passes, maybe a shallow cross, maybe a little quick slant, get him going. Turn Cade McNamara over. He had 4 in the excuse me. Almost read that wrong. No. Cade McNamara did not have 4 interceptions last week. I'm so sorry. Almost read my own note wrong. Penn State had 4 interceptions last week. They turned Luke Altmaier over 4 times with 4 picks. Make Cade McNamara do the same thing. Not 4 picks, but make him turn the ball over. And can't get football in great positions and do what you did last week. Man, Penn State had so many short fields and didn't do nothing with them. Got maybe field goals when they should have got touchdowns. 2, I think even one of them, they got backed up so much. They ended up missing a field goal because of it or punting because of it. Something crazy, but yeah, man. You can't do what you did last week. You have to score on short fields, man. Get Iowa out of there early. And with that being said, I'm going with Penn State. This is the game that gets Kansas in if Kansas wins. So last 2 games, fellas. Just hold on with me, man. If you like the content, like, comment, subscribe. We almost up out of here. I do got to do a little preview in the Michigan State. UNC at Pitt. Ranked 17th USC at Pitt. Saturday, 8 o'clock on HCC Network. Shout out Vaughn, UNC fan. First note, I have Draco. I call Drake May Draco, and I can't take credit for that nickname. Shout out Lil Lee. That's his nickname for him. So Draco, exclamation points, Draco. Drake May has to stop with the interceptions, however. That's my second point. He has 4 picks in the last 2 games, throwing 2 picks in both of them. Got to cut it out. No, excuse me, I lied. He threw 2 picks against Minnesota, and he threw 2 picks against South Carolina, I believe. Either way, he has to stop the interceptions. Like, Drake, you're a better quarterback than that. You cannot do that. You're better than that. You're the second best quarterback in the draft. Not even maybe. To me, you're the second best quarterback in the country. You're better than that. You can't do that, man. Having 4 touchdowns and 4 picks on the season, you're better than that. So yeah, 2 against. Oh man, look at this guy. 2 against Minnesota, 2 against South Carolina. Look at this guy right here, man. This guy. Hold on, I got you, Tomo. I got you. Man, hey, look, I'm gonna get better with the sound effects, y'all. Don't kill me yet. I rarely have to use them right now. Oh, hold on, they did me dirty. Unless it's not here. No, you know what? I got you right here.
Favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Got you right there, Tomo. That's for you. Hey, look, Joe, I love Quinn Ewers. I do. I don't know if I'm putting him above Draco yet, man. It's tough. He right there, though. He right there. There's a couple guys right there with him, Joe. You got him. You got Michael Penix. You got Shador right there with him. It's a lot of guys right there with him. Sam Hartman up there with him. I just love what I see. I know Drake May has been careless this year with the football, 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, but it's also the throws. It's some of the spectacular throws he makes too. Like the one scrambling right, I think it was like a streak or a post. Can't remember fully. Just on the money for a touchdown. I think it was a streak. On the money for a touchdown. No. It might be can't remember the backside post or a streak, but it was on the money for a touchdown. Nonetheless, getting hit rolling right. He makes great throws, man. And Ewers too. Ewers makes throws. The rainbow throw to Xavier Worthy against Georgia, against Alabama was on the money for the rainbow. It was a great throw. Ewers is a great quarterback. Ohio State wish they have Quinn Ewers right now. I bet they wish he didn't transfer out of there because they kind of got a little situation. Is Kyle McCord the guy or not? But I'm with you. If you want to put Quinn Ewers there, I'm not all the way mad at you. Force Phil Djokovic to throw interceptions against West Virginia. That's how they won the game. Can't remember who fumbled. Phil Djokovic threw another pick, threw a pick right at him, like right very next play. Pick is a fumble. Djokovic says, "Here you go, redo." Throws a pick. Then later in the game, throws a pick and triple coverage. Dang on near. Trying not to. I don't know if that's the word I can say on the airways, so I'm gonna just say dang on near. To basically ice the game. Then I think there was another one at the end of the game. I think it ended up with 3 picks. So gotta cut that out, Phil Jacob. But for UNC, you gotta force it. Get British Brooks and Omarion Hampton going. Hey, these running backs really good, man. UNC got 2 really good running backs. Both starter level running backs. You saw when British Brooks went down against App State. Omarion Hampton was one of my major performances that week. So really good running backs and no defensive letdowns. Appalachian State, UNC was a shootout. Now, UNC did they thing against Minnesota, but is that consistent? Are they going to allow Pitt to be in this game because they can't stop a nosebleed, or they can't stop a flood, even though it's just like, they can't stop nothing. Like, they can't do nothing. Pitt have to stop the turnovers. That's to you, Phil Djokovic. Have to score touchdowns. They scored twice last week and there were 2 field goals. Can't do that. Got to score touchdowns, especially against Drake May. You scoring field goals against Drake May, can't score at all. Bye, GG. Who is going to step up at running back? Couldn't get the running game going. Pitt just has a lot of problems right now, and you have to muck the game up because you can't score, and Drake May's just doing whatever he wants freely. It's a wrap. So you have to get to Drake May, and you have to make this game ugly. Because if you don't, hey, look, man, nothing but a good game at the end of the game because it's over. And like that, I'm going to take UNC in this game. Pitt showed me a lot negatively against West Virginia. I get it's the backyard brawl. I get it's a really big rivalry. But that offense had no legs. It really didn't. And they actually allowed West Virginia to stay in this game last week. So can't do that against UNC. Too talented offensively. They're going to run away with this game. So give me UNC. My last game, and we're almost done. UCF at Kansas State. Saturday, 8 o'clock on Fox Sports 1. For UCF, John Rice Plumlee will not be there. John Rice Plumlee will actually be out for a couple weeks. So Tommy McLean is in. I said Timmy. Tommy. Timmy McLean is in. Timmy was last week a fluke. They played Villanova. He went 20 for 28, 321 yards, 2 touchdowns, 9 carries for 44 yards. But it's against Villanova. This isn't basketball. So is it a fluke? Was it level of competition? Kobe Hudson is going to be huge through the air, as well as Javon Baker for Timmy. They're going to have to help him out. They're going to have to get open. They're going to have to maybe make some contested catches. They're going to have to help Timmy McLean out. RJ Harvey is a bulldozer. He is, man. Get him to rock. If anything, you can lean on RJ Harvey. Johnny Richardson is explosive. Get him the ball in open space. Make some guys miss and take off. And lastly, sack the quarterback. Defense has 8 sacks so far on the year. Going against Will Howard, a pretty good quarterback. He's improved so much from these past 2 seasons. 8 sacks, man. Got to get to him. Got to get to him early. For K-State, They have to shake off last week's loss to Mizzou on the road. They have to shake it off. Man hit a 61-yard field goal. All you can do is just shake your head. Good kick, good game. 61-yard field goal in college is ridiculous. Like I said, you got to just tilt your cap to bro. Will Howard has to continue to play well. He's been playing really well. Couple guys dropped a couple passes late in the game from Will Howard. Ben Sano, one of their best weapons on offense. Their tight end dropped the key first down on 3rd and 4. That could have kept the drive alive. Was it the drive before? I think it was actually the drive before the field goal. So just play well. Have to contain Timmy McClain. He's shown that he can use his feet from Southern Florida University, so he can use his legs. Get DJ Giddens going. Can he do what Ashton Genty did 2 weeks ago? If you remember, 2 weeks ago, Ashton Genty had like 200 all-purpose yards and a touchdown against UCF. He made UCF look ridiculous. He was balling. If you didn't know Ashton Genty before UCF, you daggone sure know him watching that game. Can he repeat? And find Ben Sano. I understand. I said what I said about Ben Sano dropping that key pass on 3rd down, but he still had 2 touchdowns. He still was a red zone threat. He's your tight end. He's your security blanket. You have to find him. So with that being said, I took K-State to win this game mainly because John Rice Plumlee is out. Timmy McClain is yet to be seen in game action against a Power 5 school or better competition while at UCF. I understand he may be really nice. I think he was pretty decent at USF, but I've seen Will Howard. I've seen Kansas State. Should have maybe won last week. Maybe. Think they win this week. I think they bounce back at home, win this game. And that's it for my previews this week of week 4. Now I will go into a little bit. I have nothing written down for Michigan State. This is all off the dome. Michigan State, man, this is kind of my views on the game. Be prepared for I've said this with Luke Saturday with the Washington recap. Be prepared for a physical defensive game. Because Maryland is going to play physical defense. They're going to come up and challenge your receivers. They're going to come up and make you block. Like, they're going to hit you. Like, they're not going to try to run away from a block. No, they're going to hit you and get off a block. Be prepared to be physical. Noah Kim cannot have these bad decisions you had Saturday. You cannot get rattled. You look rattled. You cannot get rattled. We're at home. You have another redo. This is a Big Ten opponent. I understand this is your first Big Ten opponent game, but you got the big game out the way. This was the 8th-ranked Washington last week. I can understand you being nervous, shook. Not shook. You're a college player. You can't be shook. Can't understand that. But I can understand you being nervous. Players get nervous. Even the greats get nervous. But your biggest game yet to date is over with. Maryland is not 8th-ranked Washington. Have to come out better than what you showed last week. Defense. Be ready to stop the run, but also be ready for Maryland to take shots. They for sure watched the Washington film. They probably feel that they got guys that can attack us deep as well. But Roman Hemby is the objective. That is the main focal point. We have to limit him. We limit Roman Hemby. Talia might throw us a couple. But I know for a fact Maryland, a team that likes to run a lot of screens, are going to take deep shots against us because they feel like our secondary can be had. And I would feel the same way after watching Washington. After watching the film of Washington, I would feel the exact same way. Roman Dunzier was getting whatever he wanted. Jalen Polk was getting whatever he wanted. Jack Westover had 2-3 touchdowns that game. Washington was getting whatever they wanted through the air. So if I'm Maryland, why not attack through the air? But you just got to be ready. Get a load of this guy. I see you Saturday, my boy. But yeah, man, just got to be ready. Got to be ready to stop Roman Hemby. We got to get Nathan Carter going too. We did a terrible job of establishing Nate Carter. I think, honestly, it was a mix of both. I think Washington did a great job of not allowing us to establish Nate Carter, while we did a terrible job of getting Nate Carter going. Can we maintain the lead? Valid question. Can't say I can answer that. I can't answer that, honestly, because our level of competition went from Central Michigan and Richmond to Washington, which we never took the lead at all in that game. So can't honestly say I can answer that question honestly. So, and I did say this, and I'm glad you brought this up because this is a great point. Maryland go down 14-0 against us. Hey, look, man, we not UVA, we not Charlotte. We're not giving up that. Y'all was up 21-14 at half. Y'all came back and took that lead before halftime. We're not doing that. We're not going like that. I'm sorry. Y'all better not do that slow start stuff with us going down 14-0. Better not. I'm glad you brought that up. Y'all do that, it's a wrap. Or at least, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna have a harder game. I can't even say it's a wrap. This is how bad. I can't even say it's a wrap, Tomo. I can't. But I like our chances. Y'all do that slow start stuff. So, and lastly, our interim head coach has to get it together. He has to get it together. I don't think we were well prepared last week. Arlen Barnett, man. We gotta come out with some juice. We gotta come out better than that. We definitely gotta come out better than last week. I think we will. Like I said, it was 8th ranked Washington. It was like the week of all that stuff coming out. Now we done had a week. We didn't let it digest. We didn't let everything blow over. The Tucker situation, not all the way done because we still have the repercussions of bruh trying to sue, yada yada. But that don't have nothing to do with us. That has everything to do with the administration. We now can go play football. And that's what we have to do. Just focus on football. Tucker's not going to be there. He's gone. He's not walking through them doors. He's fired. I know the transfer portal is going to open up. Now, that's what's scary. The transfer portal opens up. Who's going to enter? Because Mel Tucker brought in a lot of these recruits. Who's going to enter? But I don't think we find that out until after the game. So that's it. That's everything I have for you today. I know it's been a long one. It's been an hour and 45 minutes. But if you've been with me for the rest of the for the show, I appreciate you. Again, shout out Devon. Let me pull this up with the $1.99 super chat. Really do appreciate it. Really don't have to do it, but you do it anyway, and I appreciate it for sure, no doubt. Yeah, man, this is everything I got for you today. Hopefully everybody enjoys your week 4. Week 4 starts tomorrow. Maybe you might be watching more week 4 tomorrow than you know, because NFL, San Francisco Giants, we got the main show, probably going to do preview on that. So just tune in tomorrow for the main show with Tomo, Dave, and Joe. I'm pretty sure they're going to preview the Thursday night football game tomorrow. And we are out of here. This has been your gracious host, Carl, with CTC, and I will see you Sunday for these preview. No, actually, I will see you Saturday with Tomo for the recap of MSU and Maryland. And I'm gone. Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.